Indeed, let's get ready for a great game as we open this ball game in its perfect conditions, of course, here in Mercedes-Benz Stadium with the roof closed. St. Pius won the toss. They elected to defer, so Dunwoody gets the ball first. Aiden McGee has it teed up for the Golden Lions, and we are underway. Stevens will take it at the 1. Stevens on the return, stutter step, barely makes it back to the 20 and maybe just the 19, and that's where the Dunwoody Wildcats will go on offense for the first time today.
Matt, one of the things I'll just mention right off the bat, this St. Pius student section is very much into this game here today. Quite a few have come down. I'm going to be interested to see what type of energy they can help bring to this defense here on this opening drive.
I love to see it. They're not too cool for school.
They are definitely not. We got Chance going. I mean, the whole section is pretty much filled.
Here's a look at your starting lineup for Dunwoody on offense, and Jack Corderero is their new quarterback. Stepping in this season, they're pretty much new at a lot of key places. Lost a lot of personnel off the highest scoring offense in program history a year ago. Corderero is going to go to the air and dumps it off, and that's going to be a first down and more as Bradley Stevens is up close to the 39-yard line.
Matt, I really like that first play call. You know, Jack being the new quarterback this year, Coach Schmitz is getting the ball in his hands early on, let him establish a little bit of rhythm. Let's see if that continues.
St. Pius replacing 10 starters on their defense. John Taylor, the one returning starter. They moved from the nose position to defensive end.
So like they picked up about 2 or 3 yards on that first down play.
Second down and 8, ball at the 39-yard line. And we're going to have encroachment on St. Pius.
Yeah. Again, a little jitters from St. Pius. We talked a little bit about the atmosphere.
Defense. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Larry Rodemski, our referee today. And here's a look at the rest of the crew. It's brought to you by Army ROTC.
Well, if I'm Coach Schmitz here at Dunwoody, I'm pretty happy with the start of this first minute of the ball game here. Had a nice little rhythm here to start. Already at midfield. St. Pius clearly a little rattled here by the atmosphere that is here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium this morning.
Got to manage the intensity and the energy here in the building. You want to be excited, but you want to control those emotions and channel that energy and excitement into execution and success. First down carry right there. A couple of first downs for the Wildcats here to start their opening possession of the game.
And they're you know, Dunwoody likes this kind of tempo. You can see right now they're not doing a traditional huddle. They're in kind of a sugar huddle, calling the play at the line of scrimmage. I think we'll see that for the most part here today.
Handoff right up the middle. And again, keeping it on the ground, running behind that offensive line. The center, Luke Mitchell, number 50, is a 2-year starter. Rhett Hesprich, the right guard, number 55, 2-year starter. Grant Pierce, the right tackle, number 57, 2-year starter. Left guard, you got Sammy Madison, and 51, Josh Gentile at left tackle. Those guys are new starters.
Well, I like Pierce off at the right tackle over there. He's a big fellow that I think they're going to run behind a bit today.
They throw the ball to Casey. He's dynamic, and Casey's down to the 30-yard line.
Well, Casey's somebody that we zeroed in on during the prep this week. This is an explosive playmaker here for Dunwoody. Plays a lot on defense. Obviously, like to get him the ball on offense too, and you can see why.
So 1st and 10, ball to 30. You mentioned Pierce. His cousin Matt was the quarterback last year, now playing baseball at Yale. So Corderero is stepping in for Pierce, who is a highly accomplished quarterback for the Wildcats. Ball goes to Stevens, and Stevens going to get just a yard on the play. That was Apgar making the tackle from his Sam linebacker position.
Well, nice read there by the St. Pius defense. Clearly not a whole lot of room to work with there, but they were trying to run over. We just mentioned Pierce. They were trying to run over on that right side.
Well, we mentioned 2-year starters from the center, right guard, right tackle, so it stands to reason they're going to favor the right side of that offensive line with their running game.
Yeah, that definitely won't be the last time they go to that side. Oh, man, another jump by the St. Pius D-line.
A little bit too anxious.
Well, Matt.
Defense. 5-yard penalty, second down.
You know, Matt, one thing we mentioned, this is the first time for both programs playing here at a venue like this.
Yep.
So I don't think that's going to be the last time that we see something like that here in the first half. With also it being the first game of the season for both clubs.
Second down and 4. Handoff goes to Aristorza. No, Corderero's going to throw it instead. Complete inside the 15, and Stevens down to the 10.
Wow. Nice rhythm by this Dunwoody offense. Really impressive here this first drive. I'll be honest with you, I've been very impressed by Jack's ability to kind of command this offense early on, and he looks really comfortable for a first-year starter.
His brother was a senior starter on this team a year ago. They're in the red zone. It's presented by Ironworkers Local 387. First and goal to go. Ball on the deck, and Corderero gets on top of it. Looked like he was going to pull the handoff from Aristorza and take it back, and they left it on the grass.
Yeah, you could see that there was definitely a little indecisiveness on that running back exchange here, and you'll see couldn't quite make the decision. Am I handing it off or am I pulling it down? And unfortunately led to the fumble, but for Dunwoody's sake, they were able to jump right back on it.
So now second down and goal from the 11. I think that's their first negative play of this drive.
Yeah, it sure is. And let's see now, they're going to go back to the air here on second down.
Corderero hands off to Aristorza, and Aristorza down to the 8. Now it's going to be third down.
Now Aristorza, as you can see, he's kind of that big bruising type back. You know, he's kind of built as that guy to run in between the tackles. You know, he's somebody, as you get down here closer to the goal line, you're definitely going to see them handing the ball to him.
Third down and goal, ball at the 8. Dunwoody trying to get points on their opening possession, and St. Pius lunged again. Third time they've had encroachment. That was Buster McCarthy, the D tackle.
There's really just no excuse for that. I mean, you have to be able to, your D line, you just watch the ball, and we just keep reiterating this. This is, you can't blame this on anything else other than lack of concentration, lack of focus, jitters. You know, it's all of that kind of mixed into one.
Oh, apparently we got to take back what we said.
Offense.
He got pulled offside.
Wow.
Third down.
Okay, well, I'll be honest, I missed that. It clearly looked like it was defense. But a big break for St. Pius there, because now that's going to back Dunwoody up just outside the 10 now on third and goal.
So you got to figure if they're trying to score a touchdown here, they're throwing to the end zone.
Wouldn't be surprised here, Matt, they go to Casey.
Corderero dumps it off to Aristorza. Aristorza inside the 5. Great touchdown saving tackle at the 3-yard line by Aiden Brown. That was a touchdown, and Brown kept him out of the end zone.
Well, Matt, now it's going to set up a fourth down, and to me, it looks like there's no hesitation here. Dunwoody is going to go for this on 4th and about 3 from the 3-yard line. And, you know, I like the call here.
Yeah, passing up what would be about a 20-yard field goal attempt. Corderero takes the snap, fakes it. No, hands off to Aristorza. He gets stopped at the 1.
Wow. What a huge stop.
So a great drive that started at the 20-yard line gets stopped at the 1 as St. Pius comes up with the goal line stand.
Well, look at the replay here. They go back to one of these kind of options, handed it to the big back, hopefully he could get in, and stopped right there at the 1. So
Chris Kitchen, the free safety, was the guy who shot in there and hit him at the legs to keep him from getting into the end zone.
Well, listen, one of the things that we noticed about Kitchen this week, he's a strong tackler, and his tackling ability showed up there down close to the goal line. So a huge momentum stop for St. Pius.
Dexter Mosley, the new quarterback for St. Pius this season, moved from the A-back position to the quarterback position, and you're right. They look a lot like Navy in the uniform and in the style of offense they're running right here.
Well, for those of you that are unfamiliar with St. Pius, they are a run-based, control the tempo, a little bit more traditional in that, triple option. You're going to see them. You're going to see a lot of Mosley today with the ball in his hands.
John Taylor and Aiden Francois, the two names on that list as well. Very important. That was Francois who gets driven back, forward motion, got him to the 5.
Well, Francois, he's one of their more explosive backs that they have, but he didn't have a whole lot of room to work with. You look here in the replay, as soon as he got the ball, he didn't have much room to maneuver there, and Dunwoody was all over it. So that's going to set up a 3rd and 4, Matt. It'd be interesting here, deep in their own end, how they play this.
I mean, they're calling it 3rd and 5. It's close to 3rd and 4. This is in their wheelhouse.
Yeah, you would think that Mosley's going to have to end up with the ball in his hands and allow him to make some play with his legs or pitching it to the back. Oh, gee.
Check the penalty call. I won't guess this time. Last time I guessed, he got burned.
Substitution. Offense. 12 men on the field. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
So a little bit of confusion.
And here's a look at the defense for Dunwoody. You got Chase Casey at that cornerback position. We've already talked about him.
Correction. Half the distance to the goal.
Rhett Hesprich, number 55 right there, is probably the strongest dude on their defensive unit. His dad played at Brookwood. Of course, Brookwood is one of the icons of this Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic. Dave Hunter, the longtime head coach of the Brookwood Broncos. Brookwood and McEachern, the guys that started this thing 34 years ago, and they're still in it every year. And we'll see Brookwood next at 1 o'clock against Houston County. And McEachern will be at 4 against Walton. 3rd down and 8. Handoff goes to Francois. Will not pick up the first down as he gets cut down at the 8-yard line. That was Jake Greenfield, the Will linebacker, making the tackle. It's 4th down.
Yep, so he ended up about 3 yards short. So you're going to see the punting unit come on here for St. Pius. And this will be the first time today that we're going to see Stevie Maloof, the punter, for St. Pius.
And yes, he is in the family tree of the legendary George Maloof, who's in the Coaches Hall of Fame. He's in the Players Hall of Fame. He's the one coach that led St. Pius to their one and only state championship back in 1968. He is a legend.
Maloof, our punter here, he's pretty good here. You'll see he's got a pretty big leg on him. Look at this.
That's a bomb.
Look at this.
Goes back to the 36-yard line, and it's still rolling out of bounds at the 24.
What a punt. What a weapon for St. Pius. Stevie Maloof. You know, and he's a 4-star guy. I mean, you can see why. My gosh.
Media timeout.
That was a 68-yard punt. Wildcats back on offense when we get back.
Atlanta Dream are on Peachtree Sports Network. Looking for some payback against Golden State? See all the big shots and star power here. Dream Valkyries, Sunday at 8:30 on Peachtree Sports Network. We're here for the walk-offs, the shutouts, the moments that make you nervous, and the ones that keep you coming back for more. No matter what your favorite Braves moment is, it happens here. Peachtree Sports Network. The Braves play here.
Okay, going back to 1.
This industry is my life. The Georgia film industry feeds my children, and it feeds my dreams, which are 2 very important things. The film community is a real vital ecosystem. You can make a living in it in an incredible town.
Real jobs, real impact. Support Georgia Films. Visit whygeorgia.com.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing we do to keep us focused.
What do you do to keep your head in the game, to drown out the self-doubt and help your mental health?
Because being the best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and mental health.
Find the resources you need to keep your mental health a priority.
Chris, how about the explosion off of Stevie Maloof's left foot?
Well, I mean, just incredible that you have a weapon like that on your team. I mean, he completely flipped the field with that punt. And that sideline pretty excited for their left-footed punter. We'll be excited to watch him a little bit more today to see if he can continue that. I mean, he's somebody last year who had nearly a 40-yard average.
Yeah, Dunwoody back on offense, and Aristorza gets the carry up to the 32-yard line.
So Dunwoody, as we've seen so far, a little bit more traditionally balanced between run and pass. I think that's ideally what Coach Schmitz is looking from his offensive unit, whereas St. Pius is a little bit more run-based, run-heavy. You're seeing a little bit more of a balanced approach over here in Dunwoody.
They set the program record for total yards per game last season in Matt Smith's third season as the OC. Aristorza up to the 40-yard line. And Smith's now the head coach after Mike Nash, great guy, moved to the country. He's now the head coach at Chattahoochee County High School, which is down around the Columbus area.
That's a big change. Go from the city to Chattahoochee County. That's a different environment down there. Good for him.
Tremendous guy, helped put the Dunwoody program back on the map. You might remember that Dunwoody won their only state championship back in 1993, going 15-0 under Coach David Kelly, the all-time winningest coach in program history. They had quite the program about 30 years ago. Then hit a dry spell until Mike Nash showed up, and he helped rebuild that thing from the ground up. And it takes a lot to build a football program. You don't just show up. You got to start in the middle schools and the youth programs, and you got to raise a lot of money. And Matt Schmitz says that's the thing, that he's still working on, is the fundraising thing.
Yeah, and it takes time. It takes time to kind of get to that, and this is his first year, so he's just got to have a little patience.
They go to Casey on the screen, and he slips a couple of tackles and picks up the first down right there at the 50-yard line.
Well, that's Casey's second catch of the day, and again, as we mentioned earlier in that opening drive, I mean, he's somebody that can be a real explosive weapon for them on the offensive side of the ball, and you can see why. Able to pick up that first down with his second catch of the game.
So 1st and 10. Once again, the Dunwoody offense is moving. Remember, they went from the 20 to the 1. Got stopped at the goal line on their opening possession.
Well, the command of the offense, I mean, looks to be. I mean, we're seeing a quarterback here again, first start, and looks to be very comfortable.
Corderero slings it downfield, wide open, caught by Stevens. He might get to the end zone, gets tripped up inside the 10.
Well, on cue there, the quarterback knew exactly where he was going with the ball. Allowed his playmaker to kind of get out there and make a play, and what a pickup here for Dunwoody.
Yeah, Stevens has been his go-to guy here in the first quarter. That is the 6th touch for Stevens. He's got 3 carries and now 3 catches.
Yeah, they use him out of the backfield. They'll split him out wide, and between him and Casey, those are their 2 guys.
Wildcats in the Iron Workers red zone. They give the ball to Aristorza again, and he's their battering ram once they get inside that red zone, inside that 10-yard line in the tough quarters, tight running area. They like to give it to the big guy who's 5'10", 200.
Well, St. Pius's defense was able to stand up here in this the last possession. Let's see if their defense can make another big stand here. Now we know Dunwoody likes to go to Aristorza, but he's just coming off the field here for the second down play.
Might mean a pass play.
Well, Matt, as you mentioned, Stevens now is lined up in the backfield. This could be a change of pace to him.
Second down and goal. Corderero fires, and it's broken up in the end zone, going to Casey right there. And Nathan Hildreth, the cornerback, got his hands on it.
Well, I like the idea here, trying to go to the big body in Casey down here, and looks like him and the quarterback were just a little bit off there, which now sets up a 3rd and 5 from the 5. And Aristorza is going to check back into the game here.
Down to 1 minute to play here in this opening quarter.
This has been a fun first quarter. We've had a little bit of everything.
Yep, lots of action.
And
I think they want a timeout.
Yeah, it looks like Schmitz wants to get a timeout and think this over.
So the Wildcats going to take a timeout right here. We'll step aside. It's 3rd down and goal when we get back.
Media timeout.
Hey, is the power off on this?
I don't know. Just take it off.
Safety violation, unsafe work conditions.
In the construction trades unions, safety is our highest priority, and we train you to recognize and speak out on unsafe working conditions so that everyone arrives and goes home safely. Learn about careers in construction at GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com.
Vision. Commitment. When those become partnership, powerful things began to happen. The path becomes clear. The work becomes reality.
Go, pass the ball!
And your achievement becomes legacy. You deserve a partner that will take you there. You deserve Sports Turf.
What happens after you graduate? Will you go to the next level? Will people have your back in the heat of battle? Will you still train like a champion in the pursuit of greatness? You will when you become an IBEW electrical worker. Join our team. Visit IBEW613.org.
You'll still have common days. Get caught in traffic during your commute. Overthink a text message. Get a song stuck in your head. This is not one of those days. A few weeks a year and you'll discover the most uncommon time of your life.
The GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic is sponsored by Sports Turf. We pursue perfection because it's your legacy. Northside Hospital, your source of strength. Smart Local 85. Sheet metal is a smart move. And by the Georgia Army National Guard. Live here, serve here, work here.
Start of the second quarter here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium and watching the first of 4 games on Atlanta News First. Oh, I'm sorry, still the first quarter. We got 1 minute left. I've got confused here because they called the timeout. We took a long timeout. I thought we were into the quarter. Obviously, we're not. Quartararo back to pass, throws, and it is caught. No, incomplete. Could not hold on to it.
Wow. Close. Again, he went to, was that Casey? No, it wasn't.
No, it went
Casey.
for Coy Young.
Coy Young.
Coy Young was the intended target right there.
That was his first attempt today, and he just
could not hold
out
on
of his hands.
So this time they will try for the field goal,
which I think is the right move here at this point. I mean, you want to get some points now. You've been down here in the red zone twice. You want to come out at least with some points here on one of these 2 possessions.
Christian Lee, this will be a 22-yard attempt from the left hash. He's really good. The holder is Jack Gravis, and the long snapper is David Remigallo. And the kick is up, and the kick is good. Dunwoody on the board with a 22-yard field goal from Christian Lee.
Well, Matt, what I'll say to this is that, I take some positives out here for both sides of the ball. For as far as Dunwoody's concerned, clearly on offense, you've shown the ability to move the football. Unfortunately, not been able to get into the end zone on both occasions, but you've had no trouble kind of getting down there.
Chris, let's take a look at the Dunwoody Wildcats resume. Matthew Schmidt, first season as the head coach after 3 seasons as the OC. Last year, 4-7. Lost in the first round of the playoffs to state finalist Langston Hughes. They won the 1993 2A state championship in what was the greatest season in program history. Took a step back last year. I mean, they got off to a great start. They beat South Paulding in the Corky Kell. Looked great. I thought they were set up for a great season going. They went 8-4 the year before that. But then they lost their next 6 in a row before kind of regrouping and finishing strong.
Well, they come into now Coach Schmidt's first season. You have a new quarterback. He specializes in quarterbacks, so he's taking a real hands-on approach. And I like what we've seen from the early signs here of this game.
Kickoff will not be returned. And the kickoff brought to you by Zaxby's, and St. Pius will bring it out to the 20-yard line. So a little bit more breathing room to work with for the St. Pius offense after they were backed up at the 1 following that goal line stand on their first possession.
Yeah, and now, St. Pius, this is going to be their second possession. This is a club that scored, on average about 24 points a game last year. And so they're no stranger to being able to move the ball in offense. Didn't have much success in the first drive. As they start at the second possession, let's see what they do for any adjustments.
55, Sam Lauder is a second-year starter. He's the center. Mosley on the run, dances outside, bounces off some tackles, and has a first down. Nice run by Lauder right there. Jake Greenfield tackled him, but well downfield.
Yeah. Well, you'll see here, he was able to kind of get out to the right side here. The defense was a little bit fooled, and as he bounced out, picked up a big chunk of yards for a first down.
So they have two-year starters on that offensive line. We mentioned Lauder, the center, 71 Tyler Luce, the left tackle, is a 2-year starter. And then everybody else is first-year starters. The left guard, Jack Randa, the right guard, Will Shearer. And the right tackle, watch this kid, 76. He's got college prospect size. Daniel Gorham at 6'5", 295.
Yeah, when you're talking 6'5", nearly 300 pounds, you're going to get some looks from the next level.
Moved up from left tackle, number 2 left tackle last year. So first-year starter for him as the first quarter really does come to an end right there. Dunwoody on top, 3-0 here at the Benz.
You like to do something really different one weekend a month.
Charlie 2-2, this is Charlie 2-1.
Thank you, Sergeant.
If you've got what it takes, come join us.
To learn more about the State Defense Force, go to georgiavolunteer.com.
You have to see it. You have to hear it. You have to experience next-gen TV to believe it. With unmatched 4K clarity, breathtaking color, and movie theater quality sound. And now, watch and play free games with Game Loop. It's all free, over the air, now. Make your next TV a next-gen TV. Visit atlantanewsfirst.com/nextgen to learn more.
Dangerous heat is the word from city leaders here.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
As we make our way closer to the house, you can see the windows.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Right now, rescue crews are continuing their search for survivors.
The free Local News Live streaming app. Search LNL on your TV, on your phone. Local News Live. Your nation, your neighborhood. Always streaming, always free.
On behalf of the Georgia State Building Trades, we're excited to bring you the second quarter. Just like building a great football team, the State Building Trades builds strong careers, even stronger communities. From apprenticeships to expert craftsmen, the Georgia State Building Trades keeps Georgia moving forward.
Start of the second quarter at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Good look at Chad Garrison, the head coach of the Golden Lions, in his 5th season as the head coach, but his 26th year there at the school.
Yeah, Coach Garrison's just done a great job with this program, and they are in the playoff hunt every single year.
Mosley's first pass attempt off the hands of his receiver and intercepted at the 50-yard line.
Well, just a fortunate right place, right time. Great lucky play there for Dunwoody to pick up that interception.
And Chase Casey ends up getting the pick as it glances off the receiver's hands. That's Carter Schwab, the tight end, right in and out of his hands, and Casey trailing on the play gets the pick.
That ball seems to just find Casey, whether it's on offense or defense.
It does.
And there he is right there and picks up the big interception for Dunwoody. It's going to give them great field position. Let's see if they can cash in.
And Dunwoody, or rather St. Pius, with this offense that they run, the option offense, you don't want to fall too far behind. It's not a great catch-up offense.
That's right. So their defense has played well in spurts to keep this a 3-point game. But now at some point in time here, the offense is going to have to catch up.
Aristorza battles for a yard. Asher Klein making the tackle for the Golden Lions. Look at big number 60, Demeji Adike. He's 6'6", 310 pounds at that defensive tackle position.
Incredible. You know, the thing that I just love learning about him, he missed the summer for the Atlanta Boys Choir.
Yeah, he was in Europe singing all summer.
Unbelievable. I mean, you want to talk about multi-talented.
You can play in the trenches, and you can also sing with the best. And what a great experience. We talked about that with Chad Garrison. Corderero back to pass. It's complete at the 44-yard line as it goes to Stevens. And we talked about that with Chad, and I said, look, I got to tell you, I love football, but a chance to travel around Europe all summer and sing, I'll skip the two-a-day practices.
That's awesome. Well, he's out here, you know, for week one, making his presence felt here, singing all summer and football in the fall. And I mean, he's a big fella. You know, he is super talented. He's a senior. You'll see him down there in that defensive tackle position. He'll show up a few times today.
He's a Renaissance man. It's 3rd down and 4. Aristorza's got the 1st down and more down to the 37-yard line.
Yeah, that play is Aristorza's, you know, you can tell that's probably one of his favorite plays in this offense. Just running up in between the tackles. They've run that play already a few times here today. And so between Stevens and Aristorza, those are their two guys on offense that they like to get the ball to in a lot of different ways.
1st and 10. Some tough running right there as they give the ball back to Stevens this time. Now, Aristorza's a guy, you look at Aristorza and you're thinking that is a St. Pius fullback right there.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
A lot of these
He's
kids
got that look.
A lot of these kids went to the same middle school, and then once they graduate from middle school, some of them go St. Pius and some of them stay in the Dunwoody high school program. So this is where the kids, even though they don't play every day, this is where the kids know each other.
Yeah.
They grew up playing youth ball together, going to school together.
That 8 miles difference between both of these schools really shows up in that factor where you're going to know a lot of kids on either side.
So in that regard, it's kind of a friendly rivalry. It's not a bitter hate rivalry where, you know, this is our big rival, we got to beat them. This is just kids played together all their life, now playing against each other here in high school.
So Matt, that's going to set up a 3rd down and 4 from about the 30. And so let's see if they put the ball back into Jack's hands and have him throw one here. He's got his big receivers down on the right side.
Aristorza gets the rock again. Another strong 5 yards to get the 1st down.
I think he got it, yeah.
He's up to 11 carries, 46 yards here in the 1st half.
Yeah, he's definitely their bell cow, their big bruiser. So that is a 1st down. So again, another real methodical drive here by Dunwoody as they march down here towards the red zone.
Dunwoody has run 25 plays for 170 yards. St. Pius has run 6 plays for 27 yards.
Well, Dunwoody again has those 4 offensive linemen that are returning from last year, so they really feel like that's a strength of their team, and so that's why you think that they're a little bit more comfortable here, just handing it off to Stevens and Aristorza, and here's another one.
Aristorza is a big problem for St. Pius right now. They can't stop him. Yeah, Dunwoody is beating St. Pius at their own game right now.
Yeah, they really are. And so, again, we mentioned this earlier. Right tackle, number 57, Grant Perch, you know, plays both ways, but he's a big stalwart on that right side. And
Corderero going to take a sack back at the 24. That time the St. Pius defense got after him. Buster McCarthy was among the first guys there.
Well, you really feel like St. Pius needed that to kind of swing the momentum a little bit because they were a bit on their heels. Now this is going to set up Dunwoody in a little bit of a longer 3rd down at 3rd and 8. It will be interesting to see how they play this.
That was John Taylor, who's their fullback and also defensive end. He was in on that sack as well. Taylor is the quintessential St. Pius player, fullback and rush defensive end. They had him playing nose last year, but they moved him to defensive end because they just felt like the nose was too much wear and tear on him offensively. Ball downfield, intercepted at the 17-yard line. St. Pius gets it back, gets their 1st or 2nd really big defensive play of the game. Got to call the goal line play a big defensive play too.
Yeah.
And there's the interception by Apgar.
Well, you could tell Jack, you know, he went out to his left, didn't probably feel great, but he tried to kind of force one in there, and St. Pius's defense once again has stood up here and given the ball back to their offense and given them a chance. And as much as the time of possession and whatnot has leaned on Dunwoody throughout this entire 1st half, you know, St. Pius is still only down 3 points.
Time of possession only 2 minutes and 48 seconds for Pius, 9:19 for Dunwoody. Mosley making something happen, gets to the 29-yard line.
Well, Mosley ran a whole lot of yards there in and around the backfield, and luckily was able to get a positive gain out of that. So he picked up about 3 yards there on that scramble. So did not allow them to be behind the chains on that first one.
2nd down and 7.
You know, and the pass part of Mosley's game is still developing. So when you're talking about here in the first game, it's not going to be all perfect.
Mosley gonna throw it. Gonna keep it.
That was a lot
doing
like
a lot of dancing.
Yeah, a lot like that first one.
Lunges ahead to the 30. And it's interesting, you talked about the pass game, and I know Georgia asked Coach Garrison about the pass game. They like to pass when they want to and not when they have to. When they have to, they're in trouble. When they want to, it's good for them. And so they've got, if you look at their depth chart, they've got like 20 wide receivers on the depth chart. Those guys are used to bring the plays in and to block.
Yeah, right.
Rarely do they catch a pass.
Well, this might be one of the very few drives of this game where it looks like all three plays, first, second, and third down, all run. Or excuse me, all pass.
First pass completion, maybe a yard short on the completion out there on the edge as the ball went to Alex Nurbun.
I think Coach Garrison's going to really think hard about going for this. He feels very confident in his run game.
You know what we have not seen yet? We have not seen them hand it off to 33 John Taylor, and now they're going to call a timeout and think about it.
Yeah, and John Taylor's their one that he's really their power runner. So you would think this would be a perfect play for him here.
Yeah, this situation screams John Taylor.
Well, this has been a fun game so far, Matt. You know, there's been some back and forth. There's been, you know, some fun plays here on both sides of the ball. For St. Pius's defense has made a couple great plays. Dunwoody's offense. It's been great.
Yeah. Breda Pest Management knows your house inside and out with a customized treatment plan that stops any bugs and critters. Breda does it right, protecting the inside and outside of your home. It's the bugs inside your house that you want gone. Ain't that the truth? Breda, they handle bugs and critters.
So, Matt, it looks like here now, coming out of the timeout here, it does look like that St. Pius is going to go for this on 4th and 1 from their own 35. A critical play early in this game.
And watch 33 lined up behind Mosley.
John Taylor.
Yep.
We feel pretty good. He's getting the ball.
This play screams John Taylor. There's the first down, John Taylor at the 42. That was about as sure money as you can get.
He looks like John Riggins. I mean, the way he ran that there. I mean, he just, boom, right up. Look at him.
There was a face mask that they didn't call.
A pretty, yeah,
pretty blatant
one.
You're right.
Yeah.
Somehow they missed that.
Well, let's see now that they reset the chains here at first down, they're going to, let's see if they go back to their comfort zone at kind of the run-based.
Let's see if they can just get Taylor involved. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it worked, and you had not run Taylor yet. We're 5 minutes to play in the first half, and Taylor's just now getting his first carry. You need to take a page out of what Dunwoody's doing with Aristorza and do that with Taylor right now.
Yeah, and so, you know, and Taylor, you know, is one of those guys they've been pretty impressed with throughout the offseason, just how much he's improved his quickness for kind of being that kind of bigger back and whatnot. So they're excited to kind of see him take that next step in his game this upcoming season.
Yeah, that's the one thing he really wanted to work on. He's got the bruising part down. Improve quickness, improve your prospects as a college recruit. And another big run.
Look at this, carrying the pile.
Do this all day until they stop you.
Well, Matt, I'm pretty convinced that Coach Garrison must be listening to our commentary up here, because now 3 in a row, he's gone right to Taylor.
Well, I think what happens is you get into a game and you kind of lose sight and focus about what you really want to do and what you do well. And sometimes it just takes, something like a 4th and 1 to kind of refocus what you do well and get back to it.
And I would imagine we're going to see just a heavy dose of that right now. Continued success.
Nope, going to keep it right now. Oh, and he pitched it to nobody. Got back on top of it at the 40-yard line.
Well, that's some of those kind of early season stuff that you're going to see from time to time. These teams have obviously had limited reps. This is your first live game action. You're down here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Just look here.
They set the play up well.
They did.
They ran Taylor 3 straight times. The 4th time they fake it to him. They're going to run the option. So they set it up well. They just didn't execute.
Yeah, and Mosley had the right read and whatnot. They just didn't execute on the toss. And now what that's going to do is going to set them back to 2nd and 23. And unfortunately for St. Pius, it's going to put them in a position where they don't feel very comfortable.
And if they asked me, and they don't, but if they asked me, I'd say don't panic. Don't start trying to throw the ball. Just get back to where you are. Say, let's get the ball to midfield, punt, flip the field, we'll spin them deep. We'll see what they do.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Great teams are committed, focused on the details, and work hard to be their best. From practice to games, right down to their gear. Your field is a critical part of the game that allows your athletes to showcase their abilities. Sports Turf is committed to bringing your team innovative sports surfaces with unparalleled performance. You bring the vision, our team brings it to life.
For a healthier future together, look to Northside Hospital.
The Mechanical Trades Institute is an opportunity towards personal financial freedom through hands-on and rewarding work. Our school is completely free and gives apprentices the knowledge and skills required to gain access to a lifelong career path. Apprentices learn pipe fitting, plumbing, mechanical service, and welding. They earn money as they learn and graduate with no student debt. Start a career with the Mechanical Trades Institute and change your financial future.
2nd down and 23 coming out of the timeout, and Dunwoody leading here 3-0. Getting late in the first half, 3 minutes to play, a little bit under that now. Matt Stewart, Chris Millman with you. Thanks for joining us. First of 4 games on Atlanta News First today from Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Mosley on the keeper, and Mosley's going to dance forward to the 46-yard line. And again, don't panic. You might not get a first down here, but you got Maloof that can punt it a mile and pin them inside that 10-yard line. That would be the best thing that could happen to you right now.
Yeah, just don't turn the ball over. Just be smart with the ball. You have a real weapon, as you mentioned, with your punter. Your defense has played well at various spots today.
Our fan section is presented by Gordo's Cheese Dip. I got a bunch of it in my refrigerator right now. Got some chips at the grocery store last night. Going to consume a lot while I watch the last 2 games today.
Who doesn't love Gordo's?
3rd down and 8. Mosley wants to pass. He's going deep. Got a man
open.
Break open. It's caught at the 15. Touchdown, Connor Goodlife. Connor living the good life, and St. Pius has the lead.
Matt, what a perfectly thrown ball by Dexter Mosley. Incredible throw.
The 0 FG touchdown. Mosley to Goodlife.
I mean, you could not have asked for a better throw. And this is the part of Mosley's game that he worked on all summer was this passing game, specifically the deep balls. First one he throws of the season. Couldn't have thrown a better ball. Touchdown, St. Pius.
So they lined up for the extra point. Got the swinging gate play here. Let's see if they run the 2 or whether they actually kick it. Looks like they will kick it. So forget all those stupid things I said about just playing it conservative and punting them deep. Instead, how about throw a 54-yard touchdown pass? That works even better.
Yeah,
and McGee with the PAT. It is brought to you by Fitz and Johnson.
Well, one thing, you know, Matt, on as far as Mosley's concerned, just what a confidence booster for him. Couldn't be more happy for him. Let's see if Dunwoody can rebound.
Your Atlanta Dream are on Peachtree Sports Network. Looking for some payback against Golden State? See all the big shots and star power here. Dream Valkyries, Sunday at 8:30 on Peachtree Sports Network. We're here for the walk-offs, the shutouts, the moments that make you nervous, and the ones that keep you coming back for more. No matter what your favorite Braves moment is, it happens here. Peachtree Sports Network. The Braves play here.
Make yourself known now.
8310-1 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
The GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic is sponsored by Breda Pest Management. They handle bugs and critters. Army ROTC. Be all you can be with Army ROTC. The Mechanical Trades Institute. The best kept secret everyone should know about. Score Atlanta. Check out our brand new website at scoreatl.com. Georgia high school sports have never looked better. And by Zaxby's. Zaxby's famous fingers and sauces. Try some after the game at your local Zaxby's.
Dunwoody has 71 more yards than St. Pius, but the Golden Lions have 4 more points. Guess what's more important? St. Pius on top 7-3 now with 1:46 to play here in the first half. Matt Stewart, Chris Millman, and now Dunwoody will go back on offense. They've moved the ball a lot, but they only have that one field goal to account for all of their trouble. Kickoff presented by Legacy Structures. And McGee lets it fly, and this will be non-returnable.
Matt, going back to just Mosley, I am so happy for him. For somebody that has worked really hard at that aspect of his game, and to have a play like that in the first half of a very big tilt here down at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Like, you just love to see hard work pay off, and clearly it did there on that particular throw.
And give a lot of credit to the OC, Buzz Peterson. That was a great play call. They kind of lulled them to sleep. They settled. Okay, Dunwoody's thinking they're in their offense. They're just going to play it conservative here, just like the announcer said, like the dumb announcer said.
Yeah,
they're going to play it conservative. We're going to hit them deep.
Totally surprised me, I can tell you that, and it surprised everybody on Dunwoody as well.
Pass intended for Cervelis. Here's our electrifying play of the half presented by IBEW Local 6113, and it lit up the crowd.
Yeah, St. Pius's crowd has been looking for a big play here to get excited about today, and there's nothing bigger than that one. What a perfectly executed play call and play by St. Pius.
And all of a sudden, Corderero has been a little bit off with his passes. That's 2 in a row. The one that was intercepted, then the second one nearly intercepted.
Looks like Dunwoody may have jumped.
False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Well, for those of you that are just joining us, I mean, they have moved the ball quite a bit today. Only have three points to show for it, but I think their ability to move the ball has actually been one of the bigger surprises of the game so far.
Keep your eye on the Breda Pest Management score ticker. We got a lot of scores for you now after Friday night, so you can catch up with your favorite teams right there. Look for the upsets. Aristorza on the catch and run. Gets corralled at the 18-yard line.
That will get them almost back to reset the change at 3rd and 10. No, actually, it looks like they're going to mark it just outside of 10. It's going to be about 3rd and 12 now from the 18. And this is when you have the young quarterback, you know, in his first start of the season, your nerves are probably a little bit high, but I mean, he's thrown a few good balls today. He had the one interception. So you've seen some good, and you've seen this, you know, a couple of plays that, you know, obviously he'd probably like to have back, but we'll see how they play this 3rd down.
3rd down and 12. Corderero slings it out there. Got a man open. It's complete to Coy Young down to the 31-yard line.
And that was a heck of a well-thrown ball to Coy. I mean, Coy's, you know, a big playmaker for this offense, and in these moments at 3rd down, you need your playmakers to make plays. Go to one of your best ones.
He kind of 3/4 that throw.
He did. Got some good air under it. Flipped the field now. They're down to the 31-yard line.
Drops down a little bit with his arm slot and got it out there to Coy Young, who had dropped his first target at the goal line earlier in the game, so redeems himself right there. They're going to run a flea flicker. Throws it to Cervelis, the tight end, down to the 9. How about some razzle-dazzle?
Razzle-dazzle at its best. So Dunwoody's got St. Pius on their heels. A little reverse pass there. Well-played design. Knew exactly where they were going with the football. He was wide open. What a catch.
Charlie Cervelis, the 6'4", 185 sophomore. He's a good-looking prospect, but is an even bigger prospect in baseball. Prep Baseball Report has him rated as the number 10 third baseman in Georgia in 2028. Ready to take your high school team's program to the next level? Game Day Preps is the total stats solution to elevate your program. Game Day Preps can easily track stats and records as they happen. Broadcast live feeds for fans, parents, and coaches to follow anywhere on any device with no signups. Generate detailed reports for players, coaches, and recruiters, and boost player visibility and refine team strategy. Get the competitive edge your teams need with Game Day Preps. Visit GameDayPreps.com to learn more.
Well, Dunwoody wasn't afraid to go into their bag of tricks for a little razzle-dazzle. So now they're inside the 10.
Yeah, 2 big-time plays. Corderero throws it. There's a bump on the pass route. They're going to drop a flag on that. Nope, they're not.
No flag.
I thought he was reaching for his pocket.
Well, the offensive line was looking for the flag. No flag thrown. So that'll set up a 2nd and goal again.
Yeah,
Did he get there a little early, Matt? It was close.
It was close.
It was real close. That really could have gone either way looking at the replay.
That was Nathan Hildreth, the corner on the coverage, and 2nd down and goal.
Now, Matt, this is an area that Dunwoody has really struggled at so far in the first half is their red zone offense.
Corderero goes down to get it. Now a heavy rush.
Well, he bobbled the snap there, and that unfortunately didn't allow them to really have any true success on that play.
And Daniel Stribling, yeah, it was a good snap.
He just kind of bubbled, you know, he bubbled it around a little bit and just tried to see what he could do with his legs, and unfortunately wasn't able to really get anything.
Good snap or good enough snap. He just had a little butterfinger action going on there. Daniel Stribling was the one who made the tackle. So now it's going to be 3rd down and 12. 3rd and goal from the 12. And as you mentioned, they have struggled in the red zone here in that they got down there once, got stonewalled at the 1-yard line and turned it over on downs. They did get a field goal out of that. But this is their 3rd trip inside the red zone. And to this point, they only have 3 points.
Well, you got to give St. Pius's defense, some credit here. They've obviously given up, a bunch of yards today, but they've kind of in this bend but don't break kind of system here in the first half where they haven't given up the big touchdown. And let's see if their defense can stand up one more time here on third down.
Chuck Landy is their veteran defensive coordinator. St. Pius is one of those jobs you get the job and you don't leave. It's third down and goal from the 12. Corderero up top to the end zone. Jump ball and nearly intercepted, broken up. Trying to get the ball to Young right there, and it was broken up at the height of the ball.
Well, he just tried to go back to Young, allow Young's size to try to make a play, as you see there. Just unable to get his hands on it. So now that's going to set up fourth down, and they're going to bring on the field goal unit.
Hildreth, number 12, again makes a big-time play. He's had a fine first half, and now Christian Lee is on from the right hash. This will be a 29-yard attempt. Ball placed down, kick is on its way, and the kick is up and through. Christian Lee kicks his second field goal of the half to make it a 7-6 game with just 3 seconds left before halftime.
So Dunwoody comes away with at least some points, but again, hats off to the St. Pius defense for coming up big there in the red zone. And so far, they've given up only 6 points to Dunwoody when they've given up quite a bit of yards, but they keep doing a great job of getting it going.
You see Matthew Smith, the head coach, shaking his head as he walks around the sideline because he knows they've been in the red zone 3 times. Instead of 21 points, they only have 6.
Yeah, and I think he's got to be, obviously we see he's a little bit frustrated, but he's got to be somewhat happy with the job his quarterback has done here in the first half. He had the 1 turnover, but he's made some pretty big throws. He's looked poised and has done a good job of commanding the offense. So as you go into the second half, it'll be interesting to kind of see what the game plan is coming out as they try to capitalize a little bit more down in the red zone.
Anybody's game right now. And it's been a fun one to start this quadruple header at the Benz on this Saturday. Ball sails into the end zone. Those guys back there for St. Pius might as well just pitch a tent because they're not going to be returning any kicks today with Christian Lee booting it into the end zone.
Yeah, the special teams on Dunwoody between, Lee's a real force there in that kicking game. So, like you mentioned, you're probably not going to get many returns from him today, and obviously he's got the 2 field goals. Man, that was a fun first half. I know we got 3 seconds here. I'm assuming they're going to probably take a knee.
Last time we assumed they threw a 54-yard touchdown
is true.
pass.
That is true.
So we'll hold our cards a little bit closer to our vest this time. But it does look like they're going to take a knee here, and that's going to be the end of the first half. A fun first half indeed it was. I echo your comments. 7-6 the score. St. Pius has the 1-point lead in the 11th all-time meeting between these 2 teams. First time they played at the Benz, and they had a big first half to enjoy it. Halftime show is coming up.
What sets us apart? At the Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office, we are guided by the mission to serve and protect through dedication, professionalism, active cooperation with the community, and respect for human dignity. Our core values, integrity, service, respect, and progress, are at the heart of everything we do. If you are ready to make a difference, join our law enforcement family. Start your career today with the Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office by applying at gogcso.com. Your future awaits.
We know how important your pets are at Breda, so when Breda comes inside your home to treat, we don't spray baseboards at Breda. We target cracks and crevices only. We call it the Triple P process, precision placement of product. Can you imagine having pesticides on your baseboards? That's just not safe for you, your family, or your pets.
Breda, no need to be afraid of us.
The Georgia Sheet Metal JETC equips apprentices with the knowledge and skills required to start a rewarding career in the sheet metal industry with programs in HVAC, industrial welding, and testing, adjusting, and balancing. Training is 100% free and allows apprentices to earn as they learn. Journeymen graduate with no student debt and have the potential to earn more than most college graduates. Visit our website to learn more about this opportunity at careersinsheetmetal.com.
Transform your outdoor space with Inspired Landscape Solutions Incorporated. With 34 years of expertise and a passion for innovation, we offer full-service maintenance, custom hardscape, outdoor living design, irrigation, lighting, and so much more. Whether you're envisioning a serene garden retreat or a vibrant outdoor entertainment area, we bring your dreams to life. Inspire Landscape Solutions, where creativity meets craftsmanship.
Welcome into the halftime show presented by Sports Turf. I have to give a quick shout out to the student section that's behind us. Dunwoody's student section is behind us, and even though the Wildcats' last drive didn't result in a score, they've been bringing the energy all morning long. And joining us here today is the president of Inspired Landscape Solutions, Ricky O'Connell. Thanks for joining us here today on set. Can you start off by telling us the mission of Landscape Inspired Solutions?
Sure. Thanks for having me. We've been in business 34 years. Our service is really customer-based. We listen to the customers. We're full-service maintenance and installation. We do hardscaping, a little bit of everything, but we like to meet with the customers, walk through the entire job with them, get to give them the results that they want.
And you do landscaping for St. Pius High School. What goes into that?
Yes, that was actually one of our first commercial accounts, so we've been doing the maintenance there about 25 years now. So we do the maintenance and we do all the installations. They just got a brand new field house, the Joan of Arc field house, and we did the install for that, which was irrigation and lighting and all the hardscape and the trees and plants as well. So it was a great, rewarding experience.
For both residential and commercial, you have a lot of different projects. Is there one that stands out to you as one of your favorites?
Well, we do, like I said, we do everything from hardscaping to pools and lightings. We just did a pool in Roswell. We're very excited about that. Just the transformation and giving the people the ability to use their backyard and make it a true outdoor living space.
Some people watching might be struggling keeping their grass green right now with this Georgia heat. What are some tricks that they should keep in mind when trying to keep that lawn up to top notch?
So definitely want to get, early in the summer we got a lot of good rain. That's kind of tapered off a bit, but definitely making sure you're able to water it either by hand or with your irrigation system. You want to get at least an inch of water per week. And of course doing the fertilization and weed control will help as well.
Thank you so much for joining us, and don't go anywhere. We have more interviews coming up right after the break.
Your Atlanta Dream are on Peachtree Sports Network. Looking for some payback against Golden State? See all the big shots and star power here. Dream Valkyries, Sunday at 8:30 on Peachtree Sports Network. We're here for the walk-offs, the shutouts, the moments that make you nervous, and the ones that keep you coming back for more. No matter what your favorite Braves moment is, it happens here. Peachtree Sports Network. The Braves play here. This is the home of the GOATs, Friday Night Lights, and home of the Ballers. This is home of the Gamers. Peachtree Sports Network is the home of the Hustlers and home of the Speed Junkies. The Peach State plays here. Atlanta's home of live local sports is Peachtree Sports Network.
Back into the halftime show. Joining me here today is a special guest. We have Bob Bradley of MTI. Welcome here today. Can you take a second to just talk about everything that you offer?
Yeah, I represent the Mechanical Contractors Association of Georgia. We're looking for young people interested in welding, plumbing, pipe fitting, or HVAC. It's an apprenticeship program with Mechanical Trades Institute, and this is just great being a part of this every year.
There's a great atmosphere, a lot of high school athletes. Can you take a second to walk us through why high school athletes would make a great would be great for the trades?
Yeah, they're great. Well, again, when you watch these young people out here, it's based on teamwork and working together and leadership and following leaders on the field, and that's the kind of people we want. Hardworking, don't mind getting dirty, and but looking for a good future.
Today is special for you. Not only do you get to watch some great high school football, your dad is also here today. Can you touch on how special it is to have him here?
Yeah, I coached for 17 years. My twin brother is still coaching basketball. My father, he's sitting over here, loves high school athletics. He coached for over 50 years. The day before he retired, he was the winningest coach in the nation in high school basketball. They won 129 straight wins at home, which is still a national record, so tied with the Boston Celtics. So,
what's the number one thing that he rubbed off on you?
Oh, hard work. I think hard work and giving people opportunities. It doesn't matter how good you are. If you work hard, there's always an opportunity, and that's what we strive for with the Mechanical Contractors Association. There's a place for everybody.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Bob. We appreciate having you.
Thank you very much.
Still don't go anywhere. We'll have more interviews still to come after the break.
Man, you know how to do this? Man, I don't even know. I was flipping burgers last week.
Violation, unsportsmanlike conduct, impersonating a craftsman.
Skilled trade unions are well-trained career pros, not part-timers. Construction is a rewarding and lucrative career with the advancement potential, but you have to do it the right way with the right training. Learn how you can be a pro. Find your career at GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com.
Vision. Commitment. When those become partnership, powerful things begin to happen. The path becomes clear. The work becomes reality. And your achievement becomes a legacy. You deserve a partner that will take you there. You deserve Sports Turf.
A journeyman with Local 85, when you turn out, you can be hitting six figures.
Hey, I have your back, you have my back, we're gonna do this together. We're one for all for one.
College just wasn't for me. Let's look into actual career jobs that wouldn't take college, where I wouldn't, lose money and all that. Instead of losing a lot more money at the end, why not make money and make more money at the end?
World-class training isn't just for leaders well on their way. It's for the ones just getting their footing. Seasoned pros learn through real-world experience. But so do young cadets. No other career path gives you leadership instruction that's so tested, so successful, so early. Decide to lead as an Army officer.
Welcome back into the halftime show. All week long with the Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic, we've been able to recognize the National Guard, and that's something very important to us. So joining me here today is First Sergeant Campbell. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Starting off, can you walk us through the difference between the National Guard and the Army?
Yeah, so we are part of the Army National Guard. However, the differences are we don't join and then leave. So we stay here. We get to pursue our civilian careers at the same time as doing our military mission, both state and overseas.
With the National Guard, what different opportunities does the Guard provide for both high school and college students?
So for high school, you can be in high school. You can join as a 17-year-old junior, go off to basic training in between your junior and senior year. And then for college students, we offer college tuition. So, of course, the high school student can use that when they graduate, but they get to use both of those benefits in either sector. But like I said, they can join as a 17-year-old junior and start working on their contract and earn some leadership skills.
There's a lot of talented athletes here today. What are some characteristics of athletes that would make them good for the Guard?
So we like partnering with anything sports. The discipline that goes into the work that these students do, all those 12-hour practices, 2 days, and all those different things, that's what we're looking for. So they're fit, they're mentally strong, mentally tough, and ready to go.
What first brought you to the National Guard?
So I joined a long time ago. I'm a military brat. My dad was in the Army, and I got tired of moving around, so I wanted to be from somewhere. And the National Guard gave me that opportunity to be from Georgia and still be in the military and serve my country and support my family.
If you had a chance to tell anyone listening the number one thing that resonates with you about the National Guard, what would that be?
Resonates. The number one thing is just, being bigger than something, being part of something bigger than yourself. That's what I meant to say. But with us, we serve our community. Like, again, being from somewhere, you can do this. We go out in our communities. We do hurricane relief. We go help people that, like, we are shoulder to shoulder with. That's just an extra thing on top of military service that you get to do for your community.
For those wanting to find out more, where should they go?
The website, nationalguard.com/Georgia, to make sure that you get all the Georgia opportunities and not just the national ones. We have a lot of things that are special to the state of Georgia.
Well, thank you so much for joining us here
Thank you for
today,
having
and thank
me.
you for your service.
Anytime. Thank you.
Joining us after the break will be Brookwood head coach Chad Nybert, so don't go too far just yet.
Okay, going back to one.
This industry is my life. The Georgia film industry feeds my children, and it feeds my dreams, which are two very important things. The film community is a real vital ecosystem. You can make a living in it in an incredible town.
Real jobs, real impact. Support Georgia Films. Visit whygeorgia.com.
Everyone has a ritual. That small thing we do to keep us focused.
What do you do to keep your head in the game? To drown out the self-doubt and help your mental health?
Because being the best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and mental health. Find the resources you need to keep your mental health a priority.
How would you like to do something really different one weekend a month?
Charlie 2-2, this is Charlie 2-1.
Thank you, Sergeant.
If you've got what it takes, come join us.
To learn more about the State Defense Force, go to georgiavolunteer.com.
Welcome back to the halftime show. It's time now for the coaches interview presented by the National Guard. I'm joined by Brookwood head coach Chad Nybert. Thank you so much for joining us here today. It's going to be your first season as head coach. What's been the biggest adjustment for you taking over as this lead role?
I mean, it's the busy stuff. Like, you have parents that you have to deal with. You have buses that you have to deal with. You have all the outside stuff, but that's just noise. As far as coaching-wise, I've been helping coaches coach players ever since I was a defense coordinator. I've been doing it for a long time. So really, and being at Brookwood and I was defense coordinator there, kind of laid itself pretty well for me to take over.
Brookwood was one of two teams that started this back 34 years ago. How much tradition does it speak for your school to be involved in this caliber of event?
I mean, it's great. Obviously, Dave Hunter from our school, legend coach that he is, he's part of that started this, and they've been playing it all every year that it's been out there. So it's a tradition for us, but it's something that we definitely looking forward to. Obviously, your first game being in the Dome and playing in the Dome, you want your last game to also finish in the Dome. So, culminate from both sides. That's what we hope that we can do.
Focusing on the game, you have a really talented running back, Braden Tyson. Last year, he had over 2,000 yards on the ground. How talented are you looking for him to bring with a lot of depth in that running back room?
Well, that's the whole thing. So now we have more guys that are even behind him. Obviously, Braden is a special talent. He can do so many things, and he can tote the ball as many times as you give it to him. But we're hoping to kind of lessen the load some with some of the other talented backs that we have. But, I mean, he's a special talent. He can do everything. Plus, he's a great leader. Our team is filled with good leaders, and he's definitely one of them.
Thanks, Coach, and good luck today.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, now we'll head to the field and take a look at the band presented by Rome Office of Tourism.
Welcome back upstairs. Matt Stewart with Chris Millman. When I was watching the game last night at Barron Stadium in Rome, after calling the game at Buck Godfrey Stadium yesterday afternoon. It really hit me as I watched the bands just how big that is part of the entire Friday night, in this case Saturday morning extravaganza.
Yeah, the atmosphere. It just adds so much to it. Even in a venue like this, it's just, you really feel high school football when you have those marching bands added to that element.
Yeah, marching bands, cheerleaders, drill team, flag corps, all those things. The whole student body gets involved. It's not just the football team.
And they got a little extra edge on them with it being the first game, too. They're just as excited as the players are out there on the field.
Absolutely they are. How about this first half? Dunwoody had a lot of offense, 3 times in the red zone. They had to settle for 2 field goals. Only 99 yards of offense for St. Pius in that first half. 54 of it came on that 1 touchdown play on the pass from Mosley to Goodlife.
Yeah, and I think, as we were talking there at the end of the first half, I think both clubs have some things that we really are encouraged about there in the first half, but then there's also some things where it's like, doggone it, how do we solve our red zone woes? And, St. Pius, how can we not give up these big chunk plays there on defense, standing up well in the red zone? But, they obviously want to make some tweaks and adjustments here in the second half. We'll see how it plays out.
Let's take a look at the stats. And you look at the total yardage and the rush yardage and the passing yardage, and you think Dunwoody's winning this game by a couple of touchdowns, but they're not.
Yeah, and it's the pass yards, 191. Let's also remind everyone, quarterback for Dunwoody, first-year starter, in a venue like this, first game of the season. I mean, Coach Schmitz at Dunwoody, you have to be very encouraged by that, but unfortunately you only have the 6 points to show for it.
Actually, I think the time of possession stats got flipped a little bit. It's 15, almost 16 minutes for Dunwoody and just 8 for St. Pius, which is typically the St. Pius game is typically you would think they would lead in time.
Yeah, I mean, you would think this is actually the way it is. It is flipped, and Dunwoody has been the one that has really controlled a lot of this game. But again, you have 6 points to show for it. So St. Pius, let's just see how you can kind of get back to your offense that you like to run, where is that kind of ball control, run the ball, allow your quarterback, Dexter Mosley, to kind of get out in space a little bit. We'll see how it transpires in the second half.
Chris, let's take a look at some of the first half highlights here. 7-6, so not a lot of scoring highlights, but a lot of big plays.
Well, this was one of those early throws where obviously Jack just knew exactly where he was going with the football, and then we get down here to the red zone, and this is where they had a little trouble.
Yeah, McGee hit the field goal, and the halftime highlights are presented by Mechanical Trade Institute. This was the biggest play of the game, the 54-yard pass from Dexter Mosley to Conley Goodlife.
Again, couldn't ask for a better throw and catch there by Mosley and his receiver.
Dunwoody came right back. Big connection there with Cervelas, and that turned into another field goal. That was a 29-yarder by Christian Lee. So Lee hit a 22 and a 29-yarder in that first half, and that's where we stand, 7-6 right now as we get ready for the start of the third quarter.
Well, just a fun first half. I mean, I really enjoyed it. I think the second half is going to be just as good, Matt.
All right, second half kickoff is coming up next.
The Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic is brought to you by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. Transform your future today. And presented by the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 613. Electrify your career.
Zaxby's just dropped new lemon pepper, so you can get that zesty lemon and cracked black pepper flavor you love on the chicken you love. Lemon pepper fans, this one's for you. Zaxby's Lemon Pepper Dry Rub. Who's got the sauce?
Zaxby's. At Breda, we made the decision to invest in infrared cameras. The infrared gives us a unique advantage because we can pinpoint that termite damage. We then use our microwave technology, which allows us to localize our treatment so we can get rid of those termites quicker before that damage becomes extensive. And that saves you a lot of money as a homeowner.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
For a healthier future together,
Look to Northside Hospital.
So when I got in the program, I was 18. At the time, I think the most appealing thing was, I could start out going to school and making money while I'm going to school. Not coming out in 4 or 5 years, $30,000, $40,000 in debt. That was the biggest attraction to this. I got in 3 days after graduation and hadn't looked back.
At Zaxby's, you can lemon pepper any way you want. Get lemon pepper wings, lemon pepper sandwiches, or lemon pepper fingers. Now that's lemon pepper perfection. Zaxby's Lemon Pepper Dry Rub. Who's got the sauce?
Zaxby's. Hey, I'm Steve Langley with Smart Local 85. We are proud to sponsor the third quarter of tonight's matchup. Just like these two teams have some of the best talent in the state of Georgia, Smart Local 85 represents the best in sheet metal, air, rail, and transportation workers across Georgia. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the third quarter.
Indeed, relax and enjoy the third quarter. We are getting ready to start it with St. Pius on top 7-6. And Chris, how about the first half for St. Pius cornerback Nathan Hildreth? He's made 3 touchdown-saving plays.
Well, he's been all over the place, and he's kind of done it quietly. He's kind of bending around the football a lot. Obviously, there's some big matchups here from the receivers that he's going up against, and clearly, look at this play. He keeps the ball going to Coy Young on that play. So he's been all over the place here so far in the first half. It's been one of the big reasons why Dunwoody only has 6 points.
Nathan Hildreth, 3 total tackles, 2 solo, 2 PBU passes broken up, and 1 was in the end zone, 1 was inside the 10-yard line. The 6-foot, 158-pound junior getting the spotlight shined on him because he had a big first half.
Yeah, no, heck of a job there in the first half. And again, it's going to be interesting to see here in the second half how both teams now make any type of adjustments. I think you'll see a little bit of nuances, changes from both clubs, but this right now is anybody's game. St. Pius, obviously, with the 1-point lead, but we're at a position here in this game where right now both teams, again, have showed some positive signs, and we'll see how this plays out here in the second half. And what a great first game for us today, Matt. I mean, obviously, afterwards, you got Brookwood and Houston County, which we both believe is going to be a really good game between 2 powerhouse programs in the state of Georgia, but this game has lived up to the billing of kicking us off here for Corky Kell.
Indeed it has. Stats leaders for St. Pius offensively. Mosley 2 of 3 passing, that 54-yard touchdown pass to Conley Goodlife. And Mosley also 6 carries for 17 yards, 30 gained, then lost 13 as well. John Taylor, the leading rusher, 3 carries for 19 yards. On the flip side for Dunwoody, they'll be on defense to start the second half. Corderero, their quarterback, 10 of 16 for 191. And Aristorza, their leading rusher, 12 carries for 53 yards. And Stevens, 4 carries for 81 yards. And the kickoff is presented by Zaxby's. And Christian Lee has booted 2 into the end zone for touchbacks, and this will be number 3.
He
kicked that 70-plus yards.
He kicked that out of the end zone.
That's a 70-plus yard kick right there.
And did it pretty effortlessly. He's a real weapon.
He is. A lot of great kickers in the state of Georgia.
Yeah, and Matt, I'll just say, we both have done quite a few high school games right now. What we just saw there with the kickoff is not normal. There's not a kicker like that at every high school in the state.
Well,
now, to your point, there is some good kickers here and there, but that was incredible.
Well, to single out the game we did on Thursday, Hebron Christian and North Atlanta, because they couldn't do that, because they couldn't kick it into the end zone. The special teams had a huge role in that game as far as the return team. And the returns for these 2 teams have been basically relegated non-existence by the kicker.
Now, man, I want to point out here, we got a new quarterback in the game here for St. Pius.
Luke Wilson.
Luke Wilson came in, which that we hadn't seen him under center in the first half. So Coach Garrison's looking to make a little bit of a change here with his offense, and he's gone to Wilson, the backup. And, he mentioned this week to us that, Wilson's a good prospect, and he pushes Mosley, and that we might see him today, and he's in there. So you wonder if it's a performance related or is there some type of injury.
Handoff goes to Scott Ivey, and Ivey up across the 40-yard line. First time we've seen Scott Ivey carry the ball. So a little bit of a wrinkle there. We got a new quarterback. Ivey's been in the game, but the first time he got the ball.
Yeah, we hadn't seen him. And again, we thought there might be some adjustments made by both clubs. And here early on for St. Pius, they've gone to the new quarterback, and now they're giving the ball over to Ivey, and he's making his presence known.
And how about the block by Will Shearer, the right guard? Pulling guards are so huge, especially in this type of offense, and Shearer got help there and did his job. You had Jack Randa out there. Both those guards were pulling on the play, pulling to that side of the ball to get downfield, and hit a linebacker or hit a defensive back.
Delay a game, offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Well, those are the types of penalties sometimes you see when you have a quarterback change or somebody who's a little bit less experienced. Again, Luke Wilson, the backup, has come out here and started the second half. He's the junior.
Well, another thing they got to be used to as a quarterback is they got to look up, because the play clock is a little bit elevated, where typically in a high school field it's going to be down on the ground in the back of the end zone.
That's right. That's one of the different elements you have with coming to play at this stadium.
Francois on the carry up to the 46-yard line. So one of the first things you need to do as a quarterback when you come in the game is ID where is that clock.
So now Mosley has come back in at quarterback. They've moved. Wilson's come off. So it does look like that, we may be going to a little two quarterback system here in the second half, but.
Or it may have been that Mosley just wasn't ready, had something to do, maybe an equipment issue or something like that coming out of the locker room.
Yeah, right now we can only speculate, and I guess we'll see if Luke comes back in at any point here in the second half.
So Mosley going to hand off, goes to Ivey, and Ivey again, big hole. This is twice they've run this play with success to Scott Ivey, their 5'7", 166 senior.
Well, very patient run by Ivey. He obviously got out here to the left side. He let some of his big offensive linemen kind of get out in front there, and he just slipped in right behind him.
It's those pulling guards again. That was Shearer, 73, and Randa, 74 again.
Now, when you think of the St. Pius offense, this is what you envision. Controlling the ball, controlling the tempo, utilizing their run game. Clearly, Coach Garrison said we got to go back to our bread and butter here in the second half, and that's how they're starting out here in this early going to the third quarter.
Handoff goes, instead the pitch goes to Francois. And when the offense is going good, it fools people like the announcers and hopefully also the defense. And they fake the handoff to Taylor, then pitch it instead to Francois.
Yeah, and for the folks at home, you're going to have to follow along with us to see if you can keep up with where the ball is going, because like on that last play, kind of faked all of us out of our pants a little bit on who was carrying the football, but obviously it pitched out to Francois, and he's one of those guys they like to get out in space like they did on that play.
It's supposed to fake us out.
That's right.
When it's working well, it's supposed to trick us.
Well, exactly. He picked up 5 yards on that play, and I think they'd be good with that every single play.
This time they do give it to Taylor, and he batters forward and picks up the first down at the 27.
And again, we mentioned this in the first half, but John Taylor's kind of that bigger back, kind of that big bruising power runner for this offense, and they love handing it to him and letting him run up the middle, and that's what he did that play, and picked up another 5, 6, 7 yards.
I love the John Riggins comparison you made in the first half.
Yeah, when I seen him carry the ball, that's exactly who I thought of. I mean, with his running style and whatnot, how he carries himself. And for the folks at home, watch again. For those of you that were watching.
Maybe not quite as big as Riggins. He's 6 foot 234. He's big enough for the high school game.
Yeah, but for the folks at home, watch. You look at a little 1980s Washington football team there, and looks like they had a little trouble with the fumble there. It looks like he dropped it.
Yeah, Riggins, I called him Riggins. I thought that Taylor was hurt on the play prior, and I don't know whether that came into play right there. He didn't get the snap. Now he's going to come off the field. I thought on the previous play it looked like he got nicked up a little bit.
Yeah, and you can see he's Looks like he might be hurting a little bit over there, but he definitely coming off for a blow. So now it's 2nd and 9. I was going to say Riggins is coming off the field,
I know,
but John Taylor has come off the field.
You planted that seed in my brain. Thanks a lot.
Okay, so now they're going to go in the traditional shotgun here.
Mosley, pump fake. Now moves around back there, pump fake again. And
Flag
Mosley
down.
throwing on the run and missed in the side of the 10-yard line. Ivy was open, actually got the ball to him, and he couldn't hold on to it.
I think it's going to be a hold here on the offense.
You got to figure if a play's taking that long to develop,
somebody's grabbing somebody.
Yep.
And I think that's exactly what happened there, and that's going to take them back 5 yards and set up a 2nd and 14.
Holding, offense, 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Yeah, so it's going to be 2nd and 19.
Oof. Yeah, 10-yard penalty. Yeah, so that's not what you want to be doing for if you're St. Pius. Again, I'll go back to this. Their bread and butter is kind of that run game, and they've moved the ball pretty methodically with their run game. Now they go back to the pass, and then they pick up the penalty, and now they're behind the sticks.
They got Wyke in there at fullback with Taylor on the sideline. Pass to the sideline, incomplete. Going to Goodlife right there. Of course, Conley had the big 54-yard touchdown reception in the first half.
So now, Matt, that's going to set up a 3rd and 19 from the 36. Now, let's talk about the kicking game here for St. Pius. What do you feel range-wise?
Yeah, exactly. They're out of his
They're
range
out right
now.
now. But are you at this point, though, are you just trying to get in some type of field goal range? Do you feel confident enough with your kicker that if you pick up 10, 11 yards that now you can even consider a field goal?
Yeah, I think they need at least that much.
Sure.
At least, at the very least, 10 or 11 yards.
Okay. So let's see what Mosley does here.
Going to run a pitch. Down to the 27.
Well, they got about 9-10 yards, so that's going to put them at about the 28-yard line or so.
They're going to try it.
And
They're bunting on the carry right there.
And they're going to bring on their kicker.
So McGee is going to try this kick from the left hash, and it's going to be, it looks like it's going to be about a 45-yarder.
And, I mean, and McGee's a good kicker. He's a 4-star guy. So, I mean, he's got the leg. I mean, this is now a 45-yard field goal, which could be a real pivotal play here in this game.
They get it down. The kick's on its way. It's got enough leg, and it is going to be no good. I thought it had enough leg. Apparently, it went under the crossbar.
It was just short, it looked like. Great. I mean, it was just about there, but Dunwoody's defense comes up with the stand.
It was a 45-yard kick, and it went 44. Just missed it. Score remains 7-6 as we step aside.
Your Atlanta Dream are on Peachtree Sports Network. Looking for some payback against Golden State? See all the big shots and star power here. Dream Valkyries, Sunday at 8:30 on Peachtree Sports Network. We're here for the walk-offs, the shutouts, the moments that make you nervous, and the ones that keep you coming back for more. No matter what your favorite Braves moment is, it happens here. Peachtree Sports Network. The Braves play here. You have to see it. You have to hear it. You have to experience next-gen TV to believe it. With unmatched 4K clarity, breathtaking color, and movie theater quality sound. And now, watch and play free games with Game Loop. It's all free, over the air, now. Make your next TV a next-gen TV. Visit atlantanewsfirst.com/nextgen to learn more.
Dangerous heat is the word from city leaders here.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
As we make our way closer to the house, you can see the windows.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Right now, rescue crews are continuing their search for survivors.
The free local news live streaming app. Search LNL on your TV, on your phone. Local News Live. Your nation. Your neighborhood. Always streaming. Always free.
I'm joined now by DeKalb County Superintendent Dr. Devon Q. Horton. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Hopefully you're enjoying the games that have just kicked off. Tell us more about H-Pride and what it stands for in the district.
So H-Pride, it's the way we do business. You know, in any organization, it's important that we have an expectation how we engage. It's an acronym for being humanizing, being professional, responsible, leading with integrity, dignity, and most importantly, the people that we serve leading with empathy. And it's a strategy that we use. We do training for staff, and it's a way to really just to open up and get positive vibe, positive flow into a community, in many instances that need healing, like a school district that need healing. And it's been going well so far.
Elementary athletics just started up in the county. Can you tell us a little more about that?
Yes. You know, first I'll say this. The team has done a magnificent job. Our families have responded pretty well. Almost 5,000 4th and 5th grade students participated last school year. But what's really great about it, we know how expensive it can be for families to put their children into athletics outside of the school. And so we do it for free. Referees, games, coaches, uniforms, everything, buses, transportation, practice. We pay for it all. And we make sure that we're trying to really to keep our students committed to DeKalb while also learning how to play the game the right way and for the right reason. So it's not just about getting scholarships to college, but teaching them, learning about teamwork, how to work together. And it's been going amazing. And so I'm excited about what's happening there.
And quickly, what does it mean to have two schools competing in the Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic?
Oh, it means everything. I mean, this is a very popular and a very historic game, tournament. I always say basketball, it's not tournament, but in a classic. And so to have our two schools, Dunwoody and Cedar Grove, participate, it's awesome. We have some talented students. We have a great crowd here. Our students are here cheering them on, and we're just excited to be engaged and be a part to play in the Mercedes Dome, right? That's a big deal.
Well, we're happy to have both your teams and you here with us today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
We'll send it back up to the booth and head to the action on the field. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Georgia. Good stuff. Appreciate that. Good to see DeKalb County involved. Of course, we were calling the Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic yesterday at Buck Godfrey Stadium, and Cedar Grove got a big 38-6 victory over Therrell as the Cedar Grove Saints, literally over the last decade, they have been one of the most successful programs in the state. They won 5 state championships between 2016 and 23. Got a new head coach this year in Rich Freeman, who came over from Morehouse College and was at Drew High School as a DC last year, decided, hey, you know what? I think I like this high school game. And so he had a great first victory yesterday.
Yeah, and that's always been a great program over there. And there's a number of them in DeKalb County. I mean, we've had the opportunity now to see a few of them play here in the last couple days, and you're always going to have some of those schools out of that district that are going to be contending for state titles.
So Dunwoody on offense during that interview, they've moved it out to the 42-yard line, 2nd down and 6. And Chris, on second review, the kick by McGee had plenty of leg. It was just a little bit wide to the right.
Yeah, the angle we had up here for the booth, you couldn't quite tell, but it was, he had plenty of leg. He probably could have got it for another 5 or 6 yards, and he just unfortunately got it hooked to the right a little bit. But for Dunwoody, look, you're a 1 point down. You got the ball back now, and your defense stood up for you.
7-6, St. Pius on top. 3:20 left in this third quarter. Man, this has flown by. That's what happens when you get these ball control. And both these teams have done a really good job of ball control. St. Pius, much better job of it here in the second half. And so the time flies. Handoff goes to Stevens. Stevens gashes the defense all the way down to the 32-yard line.
What a run by Stevens. Just really somebody they relied a good bit on here in the first half, between Aristorz and Stevens. But you can see why they like Stevens. He's got some really good feet on him. He's one of those kind of scat backs who's really elusive, and he makes his presence felt there. And so once again here, Dunwoody is moving the football. Can they cash it in, though? That is going to be the million-dollar question here of this second half.
Quaterero rolling to his right and throwing, picked off at the 26-yard line. What a job by Apgar. The linebacker gets his second pick of the game. And there's a flag out on the play, might have an unsportsmanlike penalty coming up on top of it.
Looks like it might have been some sort of celebratory type penalty that obviously will mean that the interception will count here, but you'll see just couldn't get it there far enough over and leads to the interception. He was looking for Coy Young, who's one of his favorite targets, and I think St. Pius knows that, you know, Jack has been trying to get him in there to Young a lot today and tries to force one in there and throws his second pick of the game.
Dead ball, personal foul on Dunwoody. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Yeah, I think after the interception, we had a little extra hit on the play after he was out of bounds. So Jackson Apgar picks up his second interception, and here's the penalty right here. Right there.
That's just unnecessary.
Yep.
And look, Coach Schmitz will identify that this week. That will be addressed. They'll use that as a teachable moment in the film room this week as they're kind of preparing for their next showdown next week. But you just can't. Those are the types of penalties that sometimes come back and bite you in the butt.
So I know this is going to sound weird what I'm getting ready to say, but Dunwoody's now in a very dangerous spot because St. Pius has a 1-point lead. And while that is not a big lead, with a St. Pius offense that can, take 7 or 8 minutes to go 50 yards, they can really bleed this thing down into the midway to the fourth quarter with a drive here. And if they get points, even better. But even if they don't, they can really eat up a lot of clock right here.
Yeah, and they've gone back to Dexter Mosley. So nice little pitch there, but well defended. They were ready for it. Yeah, and on that first drive of the third quarter, we saw exactly what St. Pius wants to do, and that's the ball control and this type of offense like what you just saw there on that play. That's the kind of offense they want to run, and it wasn't until they started to try to throw the balls where they kind of stubbed their toe a little bit and unfortunately led to the missed field goal. But I think you'll see St. Pius here continue to run plays similar to what we just saw there and kind of continue to control this game.
2nd down and 6. Francois gets the handoff on the around end and down to the 49-yard line, and this is just quintessential St. Pius offense right there. You get 4, you get 3, now you're 3rd and 3, and even if you don't pick up the first down, you're in 4-down territory.
Yeah, and look, he kind of almost had the ball stripped away there, but was able to regain possession. But again, to your point, 3rd and 3 is a very comfortable down and distance for St. Pius. They are not intimidated by any means in these kind of short yardage situations.
If they can get it to 4 and less than 2, they'll go for it.
Yeah, especially here when you're talking here at midfield. So let's see. They have their big bruiser in the backfield there, John Taylor.
They didn't get the play off. Hit 0. There's the flag. That's going to hurt them. That kills the game plan right there when you take an unnecessary penalty.
Delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
I'm looking over at Coach Garrison right now, and you can see how frustrated he is by that penalty because they were I think they liked the call they had in there, and clearly they were just coaches trying to tell them to snap it, and they just couldn't get it off in time. So as you see over there, he's still shaking his head a bit.
Well, Chris, they did a good job of running the play clock down to 5, but they cut it too close and got it down to 0.
So now it's going to set them up to a situation where they're going to probably have to throw it here, and they are.
Mosley to the air. Incomplete at the 50-yard line. A huge stick by Antonio Farabee, the corner, to dislodge the receiver from the ball.
The timing of that play could not have been better. Watch this. Watch the timing. Boom. He could not have timed that better. Now look, if you're Dunwoody, you needed a spark play from your defense, and he delivered. Antonio delivered for your defense here, and now St. Pius is going to have to punt the football, and Dunwoody again is going to have an opportunity here to take control of this game.
Stevie Maloof had a 68-yard punt on his only other punt today.
Watch this. Boom.
He's trying to aim this one inside the 10, and it's going to get into the end zone, so that'll be a touchback. And Dunwoody will get the ball at the 20. Switch your termite protection to Breda Pest Management, and your rate is locked in for 10 years. Breda's protected homes from termites for over 50 years. Protect your home with confidence. Breda, they handle bugs and critters.
Well, Matt, I usually don't find a lot of enjoyment in these games watching the kicking and the punting, but today's an exception to that rule. You know, the kickers and the punters, it's like a spectacle to watch these high school kids kick and punt the way they do it for these two clubs.
Yeah, when they do it as well as they do it, it can be a lot of fun.
Well, I'll tell you, Stevie Maloof there of St. Pius, the punter, he is a real weapon for that special teams unit and that football team.
1st and 10, and a big hole up the middle for Aristorza. And here comes the big question for Dunwoody. Why don't you just keep doing that?
Well, Aristorza got the ball quite a bit in the first half. Hadn't seen him much so far here in the second half. But, you know, you have a quarterback now who's thrown a couple of interceptions. First-year guy. You know, Coach Schmitz loves to, he loves to throw the ball, and he specializes with quarterbacks. I think he wants to, let's give it to our bell cow here, Aristorza, and that's what they've done here in the first 2 plays here of this possession.
Aristorza picks up 20 yards on 2 carries right in a row, and now he's up over 80 yards rushing in this game.
Yeah, and you know, one of the things that we've talked about with a lot of the coaches this week, and we have to mention it again here as we close the 3rd quarter.
That's the end of the quarter.
What's the stamina going to look like? First game of the season, you're going into the 4th quarter. This is when that conditioning level is going to be a true test.
We played 36 minutes, 12 to go in the bins here in game number 1 of 4 in the Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic.
No, now! 310-1 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Your Atlanta Dream are on Peachtree Sports Network. Looking for some payback against Golden State? See all the big shots and star power here. Dream Valkyries, Sunday at 8:30 on Peachtree Sports Network. We're here for the walk-offs, the shutouts, the moments that make you nervous, and the ones that keep you coming back for more. No matter what your favorite Braves moment is, it happens here. Peachtree Sports Network. The Braves play here.
Start of the 4th quarter, St. Pius leading Dunwoody 7-6. Let's send it down to Georgia.
Welcome in, everybody. I'm joined now by cornerback Jordan Edmonds. Thank you so much for joining us here today. You were highlighted as one of the AJC's Super 11s. Congrats on that. You're the highest rated cornerback since Travis Hunter. What's been the most instrumental part of your development so far?
I would say just staying consistent, really. Like, that's been the main part. Like, even when I don't see too much progression, or it feels like that, it's always progression, like, through the work. So I would say staying consistent has been the main thing.
And going through your recruiting journey, you had 30 offers. What landed you with Alabama? What made you confident that the Tide was going to be your home?
It was really just the best relationships I had with anybody. Like, not just the position coach, I would say, but the whole coaching staff, I would say I had a real good relationship with. And then best fit for me, I would say, and it just worked out, really.
Before you get to the Alabama Crimson Tide, what aspect of your game are you really trying to hone in this season?
I would say just bringing it all together now. Like, I would say I work real hard and getting where I'm at now. So bring it all together, sharpen up before I get ready to go to college.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Jordan, and good luck this season.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
5-star Jordan Edmonds of the Sprayberry Yellow Jackets, rated as high as the #1 cornerback in the entire country by some of the recruiting services, and committed to the Alabama Crimson Tide. And a big reason why most everybody has the Sprayberry Yellow Jackets in their preseason top 10 and 5A.
It's going to be fun to watch him this year in particular. Yeah, there's a few guys here in this game that are going to be fun to watch throughout as the season unfolds. And you know, Matt, here we are now, fourth quarter. We're still 1-point game, and Dunwoody's here at midfield.
Corderero throws the ball complete down to the 40-yard line. It goes.
Watch this hit. Boom.
Jack Salas with his first catch of the ball game.
Yeah, we haven't called his name at all.
First time they've targeted him.
Yeah, that's the first time we've seen him, and he looks to be kind of their slot guy, but we just haven't seen him a lot so far.
Stevens breaks loose. Stevens down to the 23. Bradley Stevens having quite a game. Stevens over 130 yards of offense from scrimmage today.
And we got an injury here of St. Pius, and the trainers didn't waste any time coming out onto the field. There was a pretty good army of them hustled out there. We hope we'll check on the injury.
We'll take an immediate timeout as well.
Dang, where you get this car?
You need to join the union.
The union?
Absolutely. You can get 10 of these.
Union construction workers earn the highest wages with the best benefits and the most protection in the construction industry. Find your career in construction. Go to GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com and start your future today.
Great teams are committed, focused on the details, and work hard to be their best. From practice to games, right down to their gear. Your field is a critical part of the game that allows your athletes to showcase their abilities. Sports Turf is committed to bringing your team innovative sports surfaces with unparalleled performance. You bring the vision, our team brings it to life.
What happens after you graduate? Will you go to the next level? Will people have your back in the heat of battle? Will you still train like a champion in the pursuit of greatness? You will when you become an IBEW electrical worker. Join our team. Visit IBEW613.org.
You'll still have common days. Get caught in traffic during your commute. Overthink a text message. Get a song stuck in your head. This is not one of those days. A few weeks a year and you'll discover the most uncommon time of your life.
The GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic is sponsored by Georgia High School Sports Daily, live weekdays at noon on the Peachtree Sports Network and Atlanta News First. Georgia's Rome Office of Tourism, where the rivers meet and the mountains begin. Inspired Landscape Solutions, the smallest details make the biggest difference. And by the Georgia Elite Classic, Georgia's largest all-star games.
First and 10, Dunwoody at the St. Pius 24. 10-plus minutes left in the fourth quarter here. Matt Stewart, Chris Millman, thanks for joining us. Game 1 of 4 of the Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic. Handoff goes right up the middle. Aristorza again. Aristorza and Stevens have been a great combination today. That's over 150 yards rushing between those two.
Well, and I think, you're talking about it now being in the fourth quarter, and Aristorza being the type of back that he is, you really feel like he could really wear down this St. Pius defense.
Jet sweep goes to Stevens, and Stevens down to the 14 and close to a first down, as the Wildcats are now in the Iron Workers red zone. So Aristorza is now at 20 carries, 104 for the game, 5.2 average. And Stevens, prior to that jet sweep right there, was 8 for 63, 7.9 average. Plus, Stevens also has 4 catches for 81 yards.
Well, Matt, I think it's worth mentioning here, especially for those folks at home that might have just joined us. Dunwoody is no stranger to getting it in the red zone today. They just haven't been able to capitalize.
Stevens trying to turn the edge and out of bounds. Might have a face mask here as he goes out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Picks up the first down, and then flags come out.
Well, it was a heck of a run here by Stevens here as he gets out here to the left. But just watch here on this replay here. There's your face mask. It's a good one.
Got to let go of it.
He got his money's worth for that flag.
So that'll be half the distance, and 1st and goal to go for the Wildcats.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
Okay, well, all right, Dunwoody. What adjustments are you going to make here now to see about getting one of these finally into the end zone? And this is where they've struggled today.
Yep, 4 times they've been in the red zone, 3 times in the red zone, and come away with a couple of field goals. A DK just buried him.
And again here, that was the Stevens. Now, see, for me, this should be Aristorza territory.
Yeah.
This is when you're down here, you want to give it to your big body. And listen, Stevens has a lot of value to this offense, but I really like the idea of giving it to Aristorza and letting him be the one to run in between the tackles. Is that kind of, big body here down here. Now they got both of them lined up in the backfield. They're going to kick out Stevens. And here he is, Aristorza.
Aristorza gets stopped at the 1.
He's still short. Well, he picked up maybe a yard and a half, 2 yards. It's going to put them down now to about they're at the 1. So third and 1 from the 1. What do you think, Matt? What do you do here? Aristorza again?
Yeah, I go back to Aristorza. Don't get too cute or fancy here.
Well, he's going to line up in the same formation they just did. Now they're kicking out Stevens again. Aristorza
does not get there.
He's short.
Ball comes
out, but the referee's saying that the ball was down.
Down by contact at the 1. It's going to bring up 4th and 1. What do you do?
Wow.
I kick the field goal.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Well, right now, he looks like Coach Schmitz is thinking about it down there. The sideline's kind of waiting for his decision. And I don't see the kicking unit come on now. He's going to call timeout. He wants to think about it. He's going to think about it. He understands this is a critical call in this game. And he's going to sit here and talk about it with his assistants here about what do they like here. They're down 1, have been unable to score any sort of touchdowns here when they've been down here in this territory throughout the day. What's he going to do?
I would take the field goal right here. It gives you the lead with 7.5 minutes to play. Game Day Preps, ready to take your high school team's program to the next level. Game Day Preps is the total stats solution to elevate your program. Easily track stats and records as they happen. Broadcast live feeds for fans, parents, and coaches to follow anywhere on any device with no signups. Generate detailed reports for players, coaches, and recruiters, and boost player visibility and refine team strategy. Get the competitive edge your teams need with Game Day Preps, and you can visit GameDayPreps.com to learn more. Well, I definitely take the field goal right here. I get the 3 points and get the lead.
Matt, at first glance, I'm thinking it looks like he's going to go for it.
Well, I've been wrong all day, so probably the best thing to do is go against what I say.
I don't think Coach Smith is going to listen to you. He's got his offense coming right back out there.
And again, that's probably a good thing that he doesn't listen to it. So here you go, 4th and goal from the 1.
Two receivers split out. He does not have Aristorza in the backfield. Quarterback keeper.
Quarterero.
Touchdown.
Got in for the touchdown on the second effort.
Wow.
He got stopped, but then leaned forward, found a little slot, to fall forward and drop the body into the end zone on the 0 FG touchdown.
Just enough. I thought St. Pius might have stopped him, but with that second effort, he gets into the end zone.
Corderero, look, he stopped right there going up the back of his center, Luke Mitchell, and then he got the push. Wow. Got a little bit of a push there.
So, Coach Smith's.
I think that was Jace Gonzalez Rubio, 59. You see him in the game right there. The tackle will make the guard position. I think he gave him a push.
Man, it looks like they're going to go for 2 here.
Try to make it a 14-7 game. Can he get to the edge?
No.
He cannot. That's a huge tackle by Hildreth, who's had a heck of a game, and he saves more points right there.
Media timeout.
The extra point is presented by Tim Eccles and Fitz Johnson. Great play by Hildreth, but the touchdown for Dunwoody, their first of the day, gives them the lead with 7.5 minutes to play.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
The Georgia Sheet Metal JETC provides apprentices with free training and careers that are stable and essential to the operation of the modern world. Both craft jobs and management positions offer lucrative pay with benefits as well as the stability of a growing industry. Skilled journeymen in the sheet metal industry are essential to our community now and in the future. Learn more about free technical training with no student debt at our website, careersinsheetmetal.com.
You'll still have common days. Get caught in traffic during your commute. Overthink a text message. Get a song stuck in your head. This is not one of those days. A few weeks a year and you'll discover the most uncommon time of your life.
Transform your outdoor space with Inspired Landscape Solutions Incorporated. With 34 years of expertise and a passion for innovation, we offer full-service maintenance, custom hardscape, outdoor living design, irrigation, lighting, and so much more. Whether you're envisioning a serene garden retreat or a vibrant outdoor entertainment area, we bring your dreams to life. Inspire Landscape Solutions, where creativity meets craftsmanship.
The GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic is sponsored by the Georgia Sheet Metal and Air Conditioning Contractors Association. CareersInSheetMetal.com, building a solid future. The Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office. Serve and protect through dedication, professionalism, and active cooperation with the community. Gordo's, Fiesta every day. The Georgia High School Football Hall of Fame, Georgia's best high school football tradition. And by the Rome Floyd Chamber. Opportunity awaits.
7:24 left in regulation and a 12-7 lead for Dunwoody. Kickoff is presented by Legacy Structures as the Wildcats jump on top with the 1-yard touchdown run by Jack Corderero.
Well, St. Pius doesn't like to play from behind. They're going to have, I mean, they still have plenty of time. We're talking 7.5 minutes essentially left.
Oh, yeah.
But this is not a, they don't want to have to pass. And I don't think right now they need to force anything.
Don't have to do that right now.
But yeah, boy, man, this has been a fun one, hasn't it? I mean, this has been a real back and forth tilt, and this should be a very exciting last 7 minutes or so of this game.
So 1st and 10 for the Golden Lions from the 20-yard line. As they start what might be their final possession of the game. With this offense, it is a possibility. White gets the carry. You know, we saw Taylor leave the game in the third quarter. He has not come back, and Teddy White, the senior, has filled his spot at that fullback position.
Well, they picked up, let's see, looks like just about 3, maybe 4 yards. So, you know, 2nd and 7. They're very kind of comfortable in this situation.
Chris, do the math. They like to do the math. 3, 3, 3, and then another 3. You got the first down.
And they're okay. Oh, they're going to throw.
Mosley to the air. It's caught at the 42-yard line. Across midfield and all the way down to the 34-yard line. Kaysen Bosler had just checked into the game with the play call, and it was his number that was called.
And we haven't seen much of Bosler today, but Mosley gets back, knew right where he was going with the football, right there in midfield, and a big chunk play for St. Pius, which takes them down to about the Dunwoody 34-yard line with plenty of time left. Plenty.
Just the third pass completion for Dexter Mosley today. He's 3 for 6. Of course, one of those was the 54-yard touchdown to Conley Goodlife.
Between that throw and the one we just saw a minute ago, and Mosley shown some real signs of life in the pass game with his arm today.
Handoff goes. Francois inside the 20 down to the 17. Aiden Francois.
And he's their elusive back, but he just took it, put his nose down, ran behind his big bodies there on the offensive line, and they're down inside the red zone now.
You saw those guards, Randa and Shear, pulling again, and you couldn't even see Francois because he was behind them. Golden Lions in the Ironworkers Local 387 red zone.
And the St. Pius faithful starting to make a little bit of noise over there. They're excited what they've seen from this offense here on this possession.
Last 5 minutes of this game, Chris, might get crazy. Taylor's back in. No, Wyke is still in there. And this time Mosley gets stopped at the 16-yard line.
Not much there. He might have picked up close to maybe 2, maybe 3 yards on that, which will set up a second down and about 7 or 8 there from about the 15-yard line.
That was actually Ivy on the rush. He did get the ball, so Ivy on the run right there and not Mosley. Ivy has been a little bit more active here in this second half. 3 carries, 35 yards.
Now Bosler came into the game here. Now last time he checked into the game, they had that hit that pass to him there over the middle. Let's see if they go back to him here.
Second down and 7. Wyke gets the handoff, and he lunges forward to the 11-yard line.
It looks like he just got tripped up there, or he would have had some daylight there in front of him. So now that will set up a 3rd and about 5, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, man.
Let's see, the line to gain is the 7, ball sitting on the 12. I can do that kind of math. It's 5 to go.
Okay, so what do you like here? If you're St. Pius, are you going to your bread and butter? Keep it on the ground?
Oh, absolutely. I would. I wouldn't hesitate to fake a dive here and run a pitch play. That's exactly what they're going to do. Instead, Mosley keeps it instead of pitching, and he's down to the 5.
Well, Matt, I'll give you credit. I know you've missed a few calls today, but you nailed that one.
Boom! Finally got one right.
You nailed that one. And that'll set up a first down from about the 6-yard line. So, you know, Dunwoody's defense has not been in much of this situation here today, but let's see if their defense now can stand tall.
First and goal to go. Clock has gone under 4 minutes now. Mosley wants to burn a timeout.
Yeah, they're gonna think about this. So 3 minutes, 35 seconds. Still plenty of time for both clubs here.
Breda Pest Management, servicing Atlanta since 1975. If critters are creeping in your attic, better call Breda Pest Management to get a highly trained expert to kick those critters out. Under the Breda Wildlife Guarantee, if any critters return, you're covered at no additional cost. Breda, they handle bugs and critters. So first and goal to go from the 6-yard line. And because of the way St. Pius runs their offense and does such an efficient job of bleeding the clock, Dunwoody not quite there yet, but Dunwoody almost in a position where they got to start managing those timeouts defensively to keep St. Pius from burning this thing all the way down below 2 minutes.
No, you're right. Now, one thing that I want to make sure to just point out is, right now St. Pius has 7 points. Last year, this was a club that was averaging, about 24 points a game. So Dunwoody's defense has done a good job today. They've done a good job keeping St. Pius out of the end zone here for the most part, but let's see if they can do it one more time.
Here you go, 1st and goal to go. Handoff goes to Francois, gets into the end zone for the touchdown.
Look at the student section at St. Pius. Wowee, they are going absolutely bananas over there. Look at this.
0
Wow.
FG touchdown. Aiden Francois makes it a 13-12 game. Now, do they go for 2?
I think in this situation, I absolutely would, because 1 point here gives you really no benefit. Go ahead and go for 2, make it a 3-point game, and make Dunwoody have to tie the game with a field goal.
And then the next question to you, Chris, did they just score too quickly?
Well, there's plenty of time here, 3 minutes and 30 seconds. And, Dunwoody has turned the ball over a couple times in the pass game today, but they've also hit some big throws. And Coach Schmitz, listen, he likes to throw the ball. I don't think they're going to be intimidated at all, but having to put the ball in their quarterback's hands here in the last 3 minutes.
And now Taylor is back in here for this 2-point conversion play. Mosley going to try to get to the end zone himself, and he does. That's 2 more for the Golden Lions, and it's 15-12.
And pandemonium persists over in the student section over at St. Pius. Wowee.
The PAT presented by Eccles and Johnson.
Media timeout. Media
Incredible.
timeout.
We got a fun one coming up. Final 3.5 minutes should be crazy. 15-12, St. Pius on top.
It's Peter, Jamie, Kyle, and Akbar breaking down the NFL.
Let's go.
5 days a week.
It's okay to be excited.
It's stats, predictions, analysis, and in-depth interviews.
Thank you guys for having me. I love you guys.
It's this, that, and a whole lot of...
What is GMFB Overtime?
It's football for everyone.
Weekdays at 10 on Peachtree Sports Network.
This is the home of the GOATs, Friday Night Lights, and home of the Ballers. This is home of the Gamers. Peachtree Sports Network is the home of the Hustlers and home of the Speed Junkies. The Peach State plays here. Atlanta's home of live local sports is Peachtree Sports Network.
Amazing energy in this building for the final 3.5 minutes of this opening game in the Saturday Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic, and St. Pius just took the lead 15-12, and now Dunwoody gets the ball back with 3.5 minutes to work with. Gotta love it.
Listen, I hope folks at home, you have not been disappointed if you joined us for a good chunk of this game. This has been a real back and forth tilt here today. We still got 3 games to go today here, Matt.
Kickoff presented by Legacy Structures, and that's a touchback, and so Dunwoody's going to bring it out to the 20-yard line. Now, Chris, what's your approach if you're Dunwoody? I don't think they have to go to the air right away. They've been so effective with Aristorza and Stevens in the run game, and certainly St. Pius is probably thinking they're going to throw it. I might hit Aristorza or Stevens in there with a run here.
Well, you clearly, the Stevens and Aristorza are clearly your bread and butter on offense for Dunwoody. You got 3 minutes and 30 seconds still left. You still have 2 timeouts in your hip pocket. You got loads of time. You've got a quarterback who's had some really bright moments today, but he's had a couple throws he'd like to have back. But I think you have your full arsenal of plays here available to you. Oof.
Nearly took a sack and nearly threw an interception. Corderero was in trouble right there.
Yeah, and that, unfortunately, if you're Dunwoody, that's not how you want to start out this drive here.
That's why I was thinking, let's just go with a quick running back play and take some of the pressure off us.
So let's see the replay here. This is one of those, you're lucky it didn't bounce the wrong way into the wrong person's hands. They got to, actually, it's pretty fortunate that was incompleted.
Yeah, McCarthy nearly had the sack, and then Klein nearly had the interception. 2nd down and 10. Now you put pressure on yourself against the sticks. They sling it out here, and it's incomplete.
Confusion on that play.
Yep.
And Coach Schmitz is letting his offensive guys have it from the sideline. He's certainly not happy. But look at St. Pius. Here they go. Now they're going to take it up a notch. And now that student section is pretty much right over the top of where the ball is currently. Yep. So noise is going to be a bit of a factor. And they know it's 3rd and 10 here. This is a huge play in this game.
Corderero, 11 of 19, 199, a touchdown and 2 picks here in his first varsity start. Going to the air again, and it's caught by Stevens for a first down.
Wow. What a throw. See, I mean, Jack has had these moments today where he's put the ball right there on the money, has made the right read, and I mean, he's had some good, really nice moments today to build on. Look at this. Boom.
And Stevens has been his money guy, whether in the pass game or the run game. 76 yards rushing for Stevens, and now over 90 yards receiving.
So we're able to get the first down, so to reset the stick. So kind of going back, and looks like we might have an injury. Looks like Aristorza's a little bit shaken up here. And you hate to see that, but you know, here we are now, 2 minutes and 47 seconds. Loads of time. They got the first down, and on that first down, Matt, they went back to the run, and that's what we were talking about there just a moment ago. Is, you know, you got loads of time. You can lean on Aristorza. You can lean on Stevens.
And remember, you have Christian Lee as your kicker. He's already kicked a 22 and 29 yarder in this game. If you get the ball to the 35. You feel like you might be okay lining him up to try a field goal.
Right. Well, let's take a look at this play here where Aristorza got banged up a little bit, and he looked like he was, couldn't quite tell what he was.
Yeah, it's not good.
It wasn't good. He was definitely, something didn't feel right from the get-go.
Well, you can tell all the players know the seriousness of the injury because they've all taken a knee.
On both sidelines.
Right, yeah. This is not a minor injury, pardon me.
So it looks like they're bringing out a couple of the offensive linemen here to help Aristorza make it over here to the sideline. And he says, guys, I'm good.
I can walk this off myself. You don't have to carry me.
Well, he's a tough kid. We know that.
You love that. Injury report presented by Northside Hospital. You love to see the toughness right there. He said, let me walk off the field under my own power.
Yeah, and I think that's a welcome sign for all of us. Somebody that obviously has a lot of admiration from both teams, you know, his own teammates, but even St. Pius this week knew what they were getting playing against Aristorza, and good to see him get off the field under his own power.
2nd down and 1, just shy of the 43. Corderero passes complete here on the near side. That goes to Salas again. 2nd catch for him today. And he crosses the 50 down to the 46. And now there may be just probably more than 10, but maybe just 15 yards away from being in field goal range.
So time-wise, we're at 2 minutes and 35 seconds. Plenty of time. They've just crossed over midfield now. I still believe that you have a lot of your plays still here at your disposal.
Ball goes out to Salas again. On the other side, Salas gets wrapped up, can't get to the sideline, so the clock will continue to run.
That play was set up pretty well. In this offense, your receivers got to be able to block a good bit, and helped out their fellow receiver there. Picked up a good 4 or 5 yards. Set up 2nd down and 6.
It's a simple, safe play. Not going to be a home run play, but it's going to get you some yards.
Yeah. So clock continues to move.
Handoff goes to Stevens. He's down to the 39. And the clock goes under 2 minutes to play. And the linebacker Klein is hobbled.
Oh, Klein's hurting pretty good. Now he's going to go down. Yeah, Klein knew something didn't feel right when he got back up there, and it looks like he's holding something right around his leg area. So
no matter the season, no matter your pest issue, Breda Pest Management will protect your home inside and out from bugs, termites, wildlife, and mosquitoes. Breda is proud to sponsor Georgia High School athletics. Get started at BredaPest.com.
So Asher Klein is the linebacker that's coming off the field for St. Pius, and now that's a pretty significant loss for St. Pius here in these closing minutes.
I think that tells you the intensity of the game right now, that Aristorza and Klein both go down with injuries within a minute of each other.
Well, let's see how St. Pius adjusts, because Asher, he's the big communicator on that defense, and so you worry about when he steps off the field now, what is that going to do from a communication standpoint?
Stevens, ball comes out, and I believe Dunwoody got lucky and got back on top of it.
So so Coach Smith for Dunwoody is going to call a timeout now.
He had the first down too.
He did. So Coach Smith says, I got to burn a timeout now, because what this is going to do is going to set up for a 4th down and about 1.5 from the 37-yard line. Here's the replay. Now, look, there goes the ball. So they took what was a potential first down, now have set up a 4th down and about a 1.5-yard standpoint here with 1.5 minutes left. Now Dunwoody only has one timeout.
I think that was 34 Teddy White, who's been also playing fullback in the second half. He was the guy that poked that ball out. He was the second guy in on that tackle, and as he went in from behind, reached in and punched that ball out.
It was a great heads-up play there on defense. Fortunate for Dunwoody that it bounced the direction that it did, at least so they could fall back on it. The bad part of it is now, though, it's set up a 4th down, but essentially this turns out to be maybe the play of the game.
Game on the line right here. Ball goes to Stevens. Did he get there? He did not get there.
Ooh, second effort.
St. Pius, I believe, got the stop.
The Dunwoody sideline saying
everybody's saying we stopped them. They're saying we got it. Both sides are pointing in opposite directions.
St. Pius stopped them.
They did. And that just shows you how big was that injury to Aristorza, because that would have been, in all likelihood, his play right there.
Let's look at the replay here. I thought on maybe second effort, right? He had right there. I thought maybe he had gotten it, but no, he comes up just a bit short. So,
and that's our electrifying play of the half. As once again the St. Pius defense comes up big. They did on the opening possession where they stopped him at the goal line. 1st and 10, ball at the 37.
I was watching Coach Schmitz.
And Mosley will go down at the 35. They just got to protect the football at this point.
Watching Coach Schmitz for Dunwoody. The end of that possession, he was giving it to the officials.
Next game is Lakeside Atlanta, and that'll be next Friday, their region opener against Northview the next week, again on September 5th. So they play in one of those big regions where you have 8 region games. Of course, Southwest DeKalb is going to be a big one for them on September 19th, but always the biggest game on the schedule is that one on October 10th when they play at Marist.
Yeah, they got some big heavyweights that they're playing. Their schedules, they got a couple programs in there that clearly they're going to have their fits with, but nothing bigger than that October 10th game.
So 2nd down coming up, but Dunwoody has now used all their timeouts. So at this point, St. Pius can kneel it out.
Looks like they're going to run a play.
They do run a play to Francois. Actually, Ivy this time. Ivy up to the 44-yard line. And that might be our final play right there. They might run one more. They're going to have to run at least one more.
Yeah, I think, Coach Garrison, you can probably take a knee here and go home happy because I don't think there's anything Dunwoody's going to be able to do here.
Yeah, I don't know why you would run a play there anyway like they just did.
Yeah.
I would not risk a handoff. I would just take a knee. So now that we're under 35 seconds here, so this is the last play. St. Pius opens the 2025 season with a 15-12 victory over Dunwoody.
Little pushing and shoving
some
here.
Some scuffling going on here. We told you it was a neighborhood rivalry. And then feelings get hurt at the end of the game.
Well, we couldn't have asked for a better game, though, Matt, for first one. And clearly Coach Garrison's fired up for his football team to come down here to Mercedes-Benz Stadium and start their season with a big W. And the student section over here is letting them know couldn't be happier to get this win.
Big win for the Golden Lions. They start 1-0, and Matt Schmitz starts his head coaching career there at Dunwoody 0-1. That's going to be a tough one. They'll go back and look at the film. They had so many opportunities in the red zone where they either got no points or had to settle for a field goal.
Yeah, I think, honestly, I think there's some things on both sides of the ball for both teams. There was some positive moments, and then there was a couple moments you'd like to have back, and I think you can say the same for St. Pius as you could for Dunwoody. But I will tell you, both clubs, I think, put up a great showing today, and we couldn't have asked for a better first game of this Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic to get us going.
Great opening game here. Our next game coming up scheduled for 1 o'clock will be Brookwood and Houston County.